This is an old favorite party. We only have one that's not originally from Cleveland, and she's from the Siberia. Pardon? Sure, because we haven't started. We'll say Kiddushanu, the mitzvot, the Sivanu, the Hitatev, but Tzitzit. It's a sign of sanctity. You can rest up a little bit here, and then we'll have a second talk at the top of the roof, facing the Tower of David. Because it's kind of unique that we're here, that you're here anyhow, but I really want to make it really unique. So we'll face the old city. A prayer book, page 55. All right, pray together. Baruch et Adonai Hamorah. Praise the Lord, our praise is due. Baruch Adonai Hamorah, Leolam Va'ed. Praise be the Lord, to whom our praise is due, now and forever. Okay, be seated. Yom Tamid, Maaseh Bereshit. Marabu Maaseh Adonai, Lam B'chokmah Asita. Al Haaretz Ki Yenecha. Yitbarach Adonai Eloheinu, Al Shevach Maaseh.
Taught them the laws of life. Be gracious now to us and teach us.
Linda, read next one.
Have compassion upon us, O source of mercy, and guide us to know and understand, learn and teach, observe and uphold with love all the teachings of your
Put our trust in you, the great, holy, and awesome one. We shall rejoice and be glad in your salvation. For you, O God, are the author of many deliverances. In love you have chosen us and drawn us near to you, to serve you in faithfulness, and to proclaim your unity. Blessed is the Lord, who his love has chosen his people Israel to serve him. Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kavod, Malchut Le'olam Va'ed. Let's read together in Hebrew. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, kol levavcha, kol nafshecha, kol mildecha. V'ayu advarim ha'ela asher anochi metzavcha היום. על לבביך, ושננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, ושבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך. וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, היו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוות.
The rock of Jacob, our protecting shield.
Mrs. Witzer, Rena, is it? Rena.
He abides through all generations. His name is eternal. His throne stands firm. His sovereignty and faithfulness are everlasting. His words live and endure, true and precious to all eternity.
Gary?
Lord our God, you redeemed us from Egypt. Set us free from the house of bondage.
Continue.
For this the people you felt.
Darva Kodesh, Noratino, Osefele. Shira Karasha Shipugulim, Shikal Swatayam, Yachat Kulam Hodu Bihim Liku, Vamru, Adonai Imlo, Leolam Va'ed. So we nice Vatai Kitpa, Fia Gikivatera.
My lips from deceit. Help me to be silent in the face of derision, humble in the presence of all. Open my heart to your Torah, and I will hasten to do your mitzvah. Save me with your power in time to trouble me. Trouble be my answer, that those who love you may rejoice.
Yul Ratzon Ivrei Fi Ve'Yon Libi Lefanecha, Adonai Tzuri V'Goali, Oseh Shalom V'Imromav, Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu, V'Al Kol Yisrael V'Imru Amen. Mehi causes peace to reign in the high heavens, let peace descend on us, on all Israel, and all the world. Be seated. Now let's turn to page 442. Man, you're no longer a boy in Jewish tradition, you're now a man, Hunter, and you're not only have the rights and privileges of being a man, you have the obligations of being a man. And to be a man in Jewish life means that you assume responsibilities not only for your siblings and for the rest of your family, but that you also belong to the Jewish people. One of the etymological meanings of the word Am Yisrael, people, Israel, is family. And that which just distinguishes the Jews from all other peoples and nations and civilizations is that we've always considered ourselves one family. And the fact that this family has come here at this time to Israel, when other people, for reasons of security and personal sense of in some cases, a sense of not wanting to be here because their lives may be in danger. The fact that this family, my family, has come here at this time shows that indeed you do believe that this people is one large family and that we are here together and that the fate of all Jews is inseparable one from the other. So your presence here is meaningful not only to our own mishpacha. You know the word mishpacha, don't you? Or do you not? Now you know it. Mishpacha means family. The fact that you are here and we are here together as one family means that we're also part of the family of Israel, whose faith and tradition are rooted in this land. In which land our people encountered God and had the experiences which shaped the civilization not only of the Jewish people, but of all humankind. Okay. Page 442.
The earth is the Lord's in all its fullness, the world and all who dwell there. For he has laid its foundations in the sea and established it upon the currents. Who may ascend the mountains of the Lord? Who may stand in his holy place?
Those with clean hands and pure hearts, who never speak with malice, who never swear deceitfully, they shall receive blessings from the Lord, justice from God their helper.
Such are the people who turn to him, who seek your presence, O God of Jacob. Romamu Adonai Eloheinu, V'hish ta'chavu, Lahar, Kadsho, Ki Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu.
All right, that was your mother, and so we'll let the one set of grandparents who are here physically join us, please. And also Lori and Blair, Hunter. Dory? In our tradition, the Torah is not just a book. In fact, we in Jewish tradition never use the word Bible. And when people hear the phrase "people of the book," we hear it all the time. The Jews are called people of the book. You know where the phrase first came from? It came from the Quran, which is the equivalent of the Bible of Islam, of the Mohammedans. They were the ones who called us the people of the book. We never described the Bible as a Bible. The word Bible is based on a Greek word meaning biblos, Bible, which is a book. A book is something which you open and close. It's got a cover, a beginning and an end. But we call the Torah, Torat Hayim, the living Torah. Why? Because one has to study the Torah. And in the course of studying the Torah, one learns the principles of life and the values of Jewish tradition. And that's a never-ending process, which is why, as we go through the cycle of the Torah year after year, the very day that we begin, the very day that we end the reading of the cycle of the Torah, we start again on Simchat Torah. And why is that? Because it is a living tradition which is carried on from generation to generation. And each generation interprets the Torah in a different way, in accord with the needs, in accord with the experiences, and in response to the times in which they live. So we are going to pass the Torah from generation to generation. And first we'll ask Phil to give the Torah to Betty. And Betty to Dory. And Dory to Blair. And Blair to Hunter. Okay, and now you say that Dory briefly.
Into our hands, O God, you have placed your Torah, to be held high by parents and children, and taught by one generation to the next. Whatever has befallen us, our people have remained steadfast in loyalty to the Torah. It was carried into exile in the arms of parents, that their children might be deprived of their may not be deprived of their birthright. And now I pray that you, my child, will always be worthy of this inheritance. Take its teachings into your heart, and in turn, pass it on to your children and those who come after you. May you be a faithful Jew, searching for wisdom and truth.
We do this because it's a sign of sanctity. Tzitzit are the symbol of holiness. Steve? And you want to say the Raka? Amen. You want to read it?
Vayikra el Moshe, Vaydaber Adonai Elav, Me'ohel Moed Lemor, Daber el Bnei, Yisrael Amarta Alehem, Adam ki yakriv mikem korban ladonai, min ha-pema, min ha-bakar umin ha-tzon, takrivu et korbanchem. Im ola korbano, min ha-bakar zachar tamim yakrivenu, el petach ohel moed yakriv oto, lirtzono lifnei Adonai, v'samach yado, al rosh ha'olah, v'nirtza lo l'chaper alav, v'shachat et ben habakar lifnei Adonai. V'hikrivu b'nei Aharon hakohanim et hadam v'zarku et hadam al chamizbeach saviv asher petach ohel moed v'hivshit et ha'olah v'nitach ota v'techeha v'natnu b'nei Aharon hakohanim esh al chamizbeach Va'archu eitzim al ha'esh. Va'archu b'nei Aharon hakohanim, et nitachim, et harosh ve'et hapadim, al ha'eitzim asher al ha'esh, asher al ha'mizbeach. V'kirbo uchra'av Yirchat Mayim, V'hiktir HaKohen et HaKol Mizbecha, Ola Ishe Reach Nihoach Ladonai.
And two boys, just the two boys, touch the lights perfect. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah.
V'chayei olam natan b'tohenu. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
Binyamin Ya'aleh, Binyamin ben Avraham, Uvracha, V'dora bat Peretz, V'brindel.
Baruch atah Adonai, Baruch Adonai HaBarach,
Baruch Adonai Barak Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
Amen.
Ve'im min hatzon korbanel, min haksavim o, min ha'izim la'ola, zachar tamim yargivenu. V'shachat oto al yarech hamizbeach, sefonach lifnei Adonai. V'zarku b'nei Aharon hakohanim, et damo al hamizbeach saviv. V'nitach ota l'tachav, ve'et rosho ve'et pidro. V'arach hakohen otam al cha'itzim asher al cha'esh, asher al chamizbeach. V'hakerev v'hakra'ayim, Yirchat Mayim, V'hikriv hakohen et hakol v'hiktir chamizbecha. Ola hu ishe reach nihoach Ladonai.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat, chemet v'chayei olam, natan v'yino. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
The mitzvot, Hanan Ze'ev ben Binyamin V'dora Bracha.
Ve'im min ha'o, ola korbanol Adonai. V'higrivu min ha'torim o, min b'nei hayona, et korbanol. V'higrivo hakohen el chamizbeach, umalak et rosho. V'hiktir chamizbecha, v'nimsa damo al kir chamizbeach. V'hesir et morato b'notzata, v'hishlich oto etzel chamizbeach. Kedma el mekom hadashen. V'shisa oto v'chnafav lo yabdio. V'hiktir oto hakohen chamizbecha. Al cha'itzim asher al cha'esh. Ola hu ishe reach nihoach Ladonai. Baruch That's this one, isn't it? Here. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
Amen.
The Lord called to Moses and spoke to him from the tent of meeting, saying, Speak to the Israelite people, and say to them, When any of you presents an offering of cattle to the Lord, he shall choose his offering from the herd or from the flock. If his offering is a burnt offering from the herd, he shall make his offering a male without blemish. He shall bring it to the entrance of the tent of meeting, for acceptance in his behalf before the Lord. He shall lay his hand upon the head of the burnt offering, that it may be acceptable in his behalf, an expiation for him. The bull shall be slaughtered before the Lord, and Aaron's sons, the priests, shall offer the blood, dashing the blood against all sides of the altar, which is at the entrance of the tent of meeting. The burnt offering shall be flayed and cut up into sections. The sons of Aaron, the priest, shall put fire on the altar, and lay out wood upon the fire. And Aaron's sons, the priests, shall lay out the sacrifice fire of pleasing odor to the Lord. If his offering for a burnt offering is from the flock of sheep or of goats, he shall make his offering a male without blemish. It shall be slaughtered before the Lord on the north side of the altar, and Aaron's sons, the priests, shall dash his blood against all sides of the altar. When it has been cut up into sections, the priest shall lay them out, with the head and the suet on the wood that is on the fire upon the altar. The entrails and legs shall be washed with water. The priest shall offer up and turn the whole into smoke on the altar. It is a burnt offering, an offering by fire, a pleasing odor to the Lord. If his offering to the Lord is a burnt offering of birds, he shall choose his offering from turtle doves or pigeons. The priest shall bring it to the altar, pinch off its head, and turn it into smoke on the altar. And its blood shall be drained out against the side of the altar. He shall remove its crop with its contents, and cast it to the place of the ashes at the east side of the altar. The priest shall tear it open by its wings without severing it, and turn it into smoke on the altar, upon the wood that is on the fire. It is a burnt offering, an offering by fire, a pleasing odor to the Lord.
Now, this passage was not a very fascinating passage for modern times, because we don't think of sacrifice in our day, at least not of burnt offerings. The only burnt offerings we have in our house is the food which is served. Since my wife is a great cook, we never have burnt offerings. But the important aspect of reading of this is, first of all, is to perpetuate the memory of the sacrificial cult at the time of the temple. There are still some Jews who to this day believe that the temple will be restored and that the sacrificial cult will be restored. But most of the Jews, including most of the Orthodox Jews, believe that only when the Messiah comes will the temple cult be restored. All of the Jews, basically. And until that time, we have the prayer service, the synagogue. In other words, the Jewish tradition was always an evolutionary tradition. We went from a sacrificial cult where animals were sacrificed to sacrifice of the words and the hearts, and the devotion of parents to children, and children to parents and to grandparents. And that is the sacrifice which we commemorate today. How we are inextricably interrelated, one to the other. All right, now we're going to return the Torah after Hunter and I address the Torah. Right.
Our God, and give honor to the Torah.
Baruch Shenatan Torah L'Amo Yisrael B'Kedushat Tov. Praise be the one who in his holiness has given the Torah to his people Israel.
Torat Adonai T'mima Meshivat Nafesh. Edut Adonai Ne'emana Ma'kimat Peti.
The Torah of the Lord is perfect.
Reviving the soul.
The teaching of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple.
Pikute Adonai Yesharim Usam Chele. Mitzvat Adonai Bara Me'irat Einayim. The precepts of the Lord are right, delighting the mind.
The mitzvah of the Lord is clear, giving light to the eyes.
Yirat Adonai Tehora omedet la'ad. Mishpatei Adonai emet, tzadku yachdav. The word of the Lord is pure, enduring forever.
The judgments of the Lord are true, are altogether just.
Behold, I have given you a good doctrine. My Torah, do not forsake it. It is a tree of life to those who hold it fast, and all who cling to it find happiness. Its ways are ways of pleasantness, and all its paths are peace.
Hashivenu Adonai Elecha v'nashuva, Kadesh Yameinu B'ket. Help us to return to you, O Lord, then truly shall we return. Renew our days as in the past. Chaim Hiv Hamachazikim Ba.
Having a bar mitzvah today in Israel, the Holy Land, is very special to me and my family. It is a tradition for my brothers and me to have a bar mitzvahs where our Jewish tradition originated. By coming to Israel, we have shown how truly we love our religion, with its traditions, rituals, and customs. Each year that we visit Israel, we plant trees to help replenish the forest land. By connecting ourselves with the land, we show God how important Israel is to us. My Torah portion talks about sacrifice from days long ago. Today, a sacrifice is the giving of oneself to help others. I have done so by helping the kindergarten children in my school. When they need guidance and support, I have given my time to help them. To me, this is not a chore. I enjoy every moment we share. Also, my family and I have donated much food and clothing to people who are less fortunate. Sacrifice to me is not only the giving, but also the time shared. I would like to thank my parents for the strength and moral support that has brought me here today. I would like to thank my brothers because each one of you have given me something special. To Grandma and Grandpa, you have made this day complete by sharing it with me. And to Bobby and Grandpa, who could not be here today, I know you are thinking of me. To Aunt Linda, Uncle Steve, and Aunt Esty, we have shared so many special and exciting times, but this takes the cake. It has meant so much to me to have you all here. Thank you all for coming.
You sit over there. All right, now we have, go ahead.
Oh, wait.
Oh, wait, but Sam, get up there, cover yourself with the talit. Get your eye knocked out. Here, all right, go ahead. I'm sorry, nobody told me you were all right.
I just thought about it that way.
Now remember, brothers, you made a lot to it.
Let's go.
Now, don't hit me. You know why we're doing that? Thank God we brought Hayden here.
I don't know what we're going to do next time.
You know why we did that? We do that because this event is very sweet to us.
Okay, David. You'll get the rest later.
This event is...
And a more polite version.
As I stand here, it is hard not to remember 4 years ago when I was the bar mitzvah and Hunter recited a poem for me. Hunter was only 8 years old, and by the time my bar mitzvah happened, he was tired with Israel and the ever-present theme of religious history. I never thought that Hunter would last through the trip, and never in my dreams did I think Hunter could last through 18 months of Hebrew. But he did, and he did a great job. Hunter's life can be put into 3 major stages. It was very appropriate that Monday morning, when I could not sleep, I turned on the TV and there was a TV show from Hunter's past. The show was Gem, and Hunter had loved it. When I told Hunter later in that day that I had watched it, the cartoon, Hunter did not remember it. I still think of the preschool Hunter, not the bar mitzvah one. The old Hunter was permanently sucking his fingers and carrying his torn, faded, yellow blanket around with him. Then that Hunter turned into the park day camp one, with his first marriage, summer trips, Grandma and Grandpa, leaf cookies, and chocolate-covered marshmallow desserts from Huff Bakery. but Huff went out of business, and so did that Hunter. The next stage was the Hawken one. 3 times Duncan, 1 MacArthur, a Rasper, and finally a Wombwell, with some other teachers thrown in. Hawken teachers, Cub Scouts, and friends formed this Hunter. Now is the Bar Mitzvah one. 13 years have gone by fast, from when I received a brother, and more importantly at that time, Star Wars toys as a gift from him. No matter what Mom and Dad say, there is no way that the spaceship could have been born with you like they had told me. Hunter, you did a great job today. I like the Bar Mitzvah stage Hunter best. So, as I end my speech, I have 2 more things to say to you on this special day. First, Mazel Tov. And second, and just as importantly, keep dreaming if you think you're ever going to get my room.
All right, Josiah.
I remember my similar experience 2.5 years ago. The emotions, the pressure, and the feeling of success. Today you have all of them, and much more. It feels good to have it done, doesn't it? But when Hayden turn comes around, it will all come back. The preparation, the work, now practicing as much as you should have, and knowing your family supported you in this major accomplishment. As I watch you do things like playing baseball, playing cards, and sing, I see a much higher level of maturity and thought. You process things and always strive for a higher goal than your previous one. Today you achieved your goal of becoming a Bar Mitzvah. You put a lot of work into your service, and this morning it showed. I have trouble speaking in public, but when you did your solo at the music program, I knew you'd do great today. You have a presence on stage and do well in public speaking. That's something I envy you for. If it is your dramatic falls or something as great as this, you should continue your freeness and your willingness to share your emotions and stand by your thoughts. You are a strong man, not necessarily muscle strength, but you have a strong heart and brain, and you use them as much as possible. You look ahead and work hard to make your future bright. You passed one more stepping stone on the road of life. Hunter, if you don't mind, I would like to quote your line from your speech that you gave to me 2.5 years ago. You said, "Now your Hebrew practicing has gone away, but piano I still must play." Now you're done with both of them. And you have your party to look forward to. Oh yes, now we can really start your chapel talk. Just kidding. You've done a great job, and I'm proud of you. Mazel tov.
Maybe he shouldn't stay there.
Hunter, you did a good job today. I am proud of you. You are a good brother, and you play fun games with me. I like playing outside with you and riding our bikes together. You help me and use your things. I hope you enjoyed your Bar Mitzvah, and I am glad I was here with you today. Thank you for having your Bar Mitzvah here in
Esty?
On your Bar Mitzvah. This day is an important stepping stone in your life, and you have handled it with great ease. You are multifaceted, like a rare special diamond, with a cool, clear head on your shoulders. What you possess is a true gift. You are a serious intellect, one who absorbs knowledge as if it was as easy as breathing. Plus, your charming, witty sense of humor enables you not to take yourself too seriously. This alone makes you a compassionate diplomat. In the time that we've spent together, I find myself drawing nearer and nearer to you. You represent more than a nephew and a friend to me. You've become my confidant, someone that I can talk to and who listens and makes me feel comfortable and needed. Thank you for that. Hunter, the world is yours, and I know that whatever you choose to do in life, you will be successful. If you open your heart and your arms to the world, you will meet life's ups and downs with greater ease. May God shine upon you and bless you and bring you health and happiness always.
Hunter, when you were born, many people asked if, after 2 sons, I was disappointed that I didn't have a daughter. What's funny is that I had the opposite reaction. I thought it was unique to have you as the third son of a third son, something that's much more unusual than just having a daughter. It was the beginning of a special bond that has grown between us. It gelled when you were just a few weeks old, and when you were rushed to the hospital with breathing problems, and I rode in the ambulance while the paramedics worked to keep you breathing. I realized how special you truly were, and knew that whatever the future, you would always occupy your own unique spot in my heart. I've watched you progress with joy and delight from the time you were little. You had incredible common sense and maturity that moved you beyond your years. When we needed a message passed on, a job taken care of, when Mom was sick, we always knew we could count on you to follow your word. While you have a stubborn streak, like this other third son, you have learned how to use that to your advantage. You attack school assignments with impressive tenacity, and your results surpass anybody's reasonable expectations. As you have grown, you have conquered those around you, and many faculty at school have fought to have you in their class. Yet what impresses me the most is that none of this comes easily to you. It is the result of hard work and dedication on your part to do whatever the project in the best possible way. In this and so many other ways, you remind me of those after whom you were named. My grandmother was very special to me and to all who knew her. She too persevered as she raised her family and her mother's family as well, as a single mother during the Depression years. She too was warm, caring, honest, and honorable. And yes, she too used to hiccup when she laughed too much. I see her in your eyes, your heart, and your soul. I also see your Uncle Bill, who I knew less well, but who had the guts and foresight to build a life for himself out in the West. He too was an achiever who never gave in when he knew his way was right. They both would have loved you and loved to have known you. Now we are here to recognize that you are on the verge of manhood and moving through the last stages of your childhood. I'm filled with all sorts of conflicting emotions. I don't like the idea of you growing up. I like that you still let me hold your hand, snuggle close, and are open to share what you are thinking and feeling. But I'm excited by your potential as I see the amazing young man that you are beginning to become. Your gifts are only just beginning to open to you, and I see that you can and will accomplish wondrous things in the time ahead of you. You have made your mom and me extremely proud of you today. I know that you weren't always eager to become a bar mitzvah, and that you continue to remind us about the religious significance of the synagogues in St. Thomas in Hawaii. But once again, you persevered and did an outstanding job. As I have often told you, this day and this process was one that I never experienced for myself and that I missed. It will always be with you as an important part of who you are and who you become. And as you are surrounded by those who demonstrated their love by traveling a long way to share this moment with you, and by the spirit of those who could not be here, you have made this a special day for all of us as well. And so, Hunter, today, as this third son fells with pride and joy over his own third son,
There's a book called Friday the Rabbi Slept Late. This rabbi is also cried. On Thursday morning, the rabbi cried. This is, we're bespoken that cries all the time. Why do we cry? Because we have rich memories. And they're rooted in a family experience. They're rooted in those intangible memories, which nevertheless perpetuate not only our family, but the Jewish people. And I can't help but think, Hunter, of when your grandma, Betty, and I were little kids, and we played together. And I also think of your great-grandparents and all the extended members of the family. We had an Uncle Bill, too, in our family. And your Hebrew name, Ze'ev, is named after
His brother.
Phil's Phil's brother.
Phil's.
And Hanan was named after
My grandma.
your grandmother. So we're not only here, those of us who are here today, we're here in the presence of those who, to use the phrase that Hunter used in his talk, sacrificed in order to keep the Jewish people alive. And the fact that we are here is very significant. Your Grandma Betty and I have many cousins. Your great-grandma, Anna, came from a family with 10 siblings. And tragically, as I look around and see the progeny, that means the children, the descendants of those 10 children, a significant percentage are no longer Jews. And therefore, the fact that you, Hunter, and Jordan and Josiah and Hayden come with your parents and grandparents here to Jerusalem, the spiritual center of the Jewish people, is very significant to me too. Because it means that the sacrifices, to use again from the Torah, which were made by those people to keep the Jews alive, those sacrifices have not been in vain. What do your parents and family want from you on this day? What do they ask you? I thought the message I would give you, Hunter, would be a message from a lovely parable, which is told by a grandmother who wrote a book in the 17th century. It was very unusual for women to be able to read or to write, let alone to write a book in the 17th century. You know, women were not equal until our generation almost, and now, of course, they're superior. But this woman, whose name was Glico of Hamelin, wrote a book. And the book was a heritage, a kind of an ethical will which she wanted to give to her grandchildren. And she told this parable, which is a moral story, about a little mother bird who was traveling with her fledgling birds, and the birds had just begun to fly. And suddenly they came, as they were flying, they came to a large lake. And suddenly a storm began to brew. And the mother bird realized that she couldn't take, all the little birds wouldn't be able to fly across the lake in the storm by themselves. And she realized tragically that she would only be able to take one of her birds across the lake. So in turn, she said to each one, "My child, when I am old and decrepit and cannot take care of myself, what will you do for me?" And the first little bird said, "Mother, what won't I do for you? All of my wealth shall be yours. Everything that I have shall be yours." The mother asked the second bird, and she said, "When I am old and can't take care of myself, what will you do?" She said, "Mother, you will live with me. I will take care of you. Whatever I have will be yours." And the mother said to the third bird, "And what will you do when I am old?" And the third bird said, "Mother, I can't promise you what I will do for you. But one thing I promise you, I will love my children. And I will see that my children have all the blessings of life, the way you have loved me, and the way you have blessed me." Cavendish, the third son, is the third bird of the third son. That's right, we're continuing the tradition of the third son. And the mother carried that bird, flew with her beak with that bird across the lake. What do your parents want from you? Your parents want for you to love your children. God willing, one day you will be married. Don't hurry, but one day you will be married, and you also will have children. And then you will be able to perpetuate this link, to carry on the tradition of the Jewish people. The Jewish people, which is not only rooted in the present, which is rooted in the heritage of the past. You know, I asked you if you knew what the meaning of Hanan is. Hanan appears once in the Bible. The name Hanan, you can look it up. It's the 35th chapter of the book of Jeremiah. And Hanan was one of the, Jeremiah was a great prophet, and Hanan was one of the leaders of the household of Jeremiah. And the word Hanan, which is taken from the word chen, and we talk in Yiddish, you know the word chen in Yiddish? Somebody has chen, somebody has grace. A person who has chen is someone upon whom blessing has been bestowed. And so what we do today with you, Hunter, is we hope that you will live up to your name, Hanan, that you will be a person of grace, of favor, and that you in turn will bestow your grace and the blessings of the Jewish people on your children and on your siblings and on your extended family, and also on the Jewish people. And the word Hanan also appears in the blessing, the tripartite blessings, which I'm now going to give you, the Yevarechecha, and you'll hear it as I say it. Let's all rise, please. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. The word Hanan. May God bless you with his countenance and shine upon you. Yisad Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God lift up his countenance unto you and grant unto you and to our entire family his most gracious gift of peace. Peace to you, peace to the Jewish people, peace to all humankind. Let's say the Shechianu together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Shechianu v'kiyamanu v'hianu lazman hazeh. Amen. Blessed art thou, O Lord our God, King of the universe, who has sustained us in life that we might reach this wonderful day of rejoicing and blessing.
הוא אלוהינו, אין עוד.
ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. Let us read together. May the time not be distant, O God, when your name shall be worshipped in all the earth, when unbelief shall disappear and error be no more.
Fervently we pray that the day may come when all shall true and love, and corruption and evil shall give way to integrity and goodness, when superstition shall no longer enslave the mind, nor idolatry blind the eye, when all who dwell on earth shall know that you alone are God. O may all created in your image be one in spirit and one in friendship, forever united in your service. Then shall your kingdom be established on earth, and the word of your prophet fulfilled. The Lord will reign forever and ever.
Vayom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo echad. Turn to page 629. For us, have given us life, have given us hope. And therefore we sanctify their memory, even as we pray God that through them we have been given life. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabba, v'yomad yivrach yirutei v'yamlik malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei nekol beis Yisrael, v'agalav v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yeshmei Rabba v'vorach v'yolam v'lo v'yamaya, yitbarach v'yistabach v'yitfahar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudusha v'rifu, leila min kol birkata v'shirata, tushbekata v'nechemata, damiran v'yolma v'imru amen. Yesh lama rabba n'shmaya v'chayim, olenu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom v'imroma, hu yaseh shalom Aleinu v'al Yisrael v'yikru. Amen. Adonai oz li'amo yitain. Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. May God give strength unto his people. May God bless all mankind with his most gracious gift. Peace. Amen. Mazel tov.
Mazel tov, mazel tov, mazel tov.
Mazel tov, mazel tov. Pick up the candy, straighten out the chairs.
Please take one family picture in front of the
Yeah,
lady.
sure. Go ahead, take a picture.
You may have to put them in the bleachers.
Gotta get together.
Someone do it a little blurry.
That's no worry. Take a couple more. Oh, we take the other down. Yes, take the other down. Thank you.
Okay, smile.
Thanks. That's fine. Yeah. He's right there.
Where's Hunter? Oh, here. Okay. Later. All right, let's all gather around, including Rena and Gary and David. Come on. You're all part of the extended mishpacha. The Graf Hirsch leader.
They represent the Jewish people.
Pardon?
They said they represent
Yeah. Oz, you got four extended mishpachas here. Generation to generation. Well, first of all, you should know that right here, we're going to be putting up a brand new building, which will be probably, hopefully, the most lovely building in all of Jerusalem. It's designed by the architect Moshe Safdie, who's one of the great architects in the world today. He designed all of these buildings over here, the Hilton Hotel, the area that's in here is going to, when you get to that point on the campus, you'll be able to look through. This whole area will be transparent. You'll be able to look through and you'll see the Tower of David. And we're going to have worship services on this level over here. David was the great king of Israel. Jewish tradition portrays him as being a scholar, a poet, a musician. The truth is that he was a swashbuckling warrior and engaged in all kinds of escapades. But Jewish tradition transforms its heroes into scholars and into men of righteousness, even though he did some things which weren't pretty righteous. But nevertheless, we have here the Tower of David. Now, there's a surprise. David, this year, 1996, is the 3,000th year of the establishment by David of the city of Jerusalem. No Jewish boy, I mean, there are very few. How many Jews in 3,000?
Of course, this is a moving thing, and we're all sitting here.
Everybody sit there and do nothing, right?
I see.
Well, you could say hello, you could say,
Hi.
I gotta find where the backlight light is.
I'm glad you're filming.
Bella did it 3 times.
Oh, no, it's not a film.
Do I have what?
She liked it so much. For somebody left it. No, 4 times. Then you left to go to Israel. Then you left Israel to go to America. Then you left America to go to Israel.
Oh, there's that grin again. See, Gotti, now you get on the film.
Somebody's face. Panoramic shots where you
Gloria
see
is
the
really
little body
changed.
of the
I mean, that
picture.
is really changed in this one.
Hayden, turn around.
I look at my
Hayden.
parents and I look at pictures of them when they were younger, and I find that they became more attractive when they aged.
Picture, hello.
Hi.
We're still eating.
So tell me what you're feeling now.
How do you feel?
Open your hands.
Fine. Very good. How did you feel? Moved and touched and special? 9 years of Hawking. It was so articulate.
10 years, what do you mean? This is 10.
Yeah, you can keep it.
There's $100,000 sitting there. Fine.
Besides a man of few words.
But they're all eating. I spoke to you today. What does this mean? This means he wants Dan to kiss him. Say, I've had enough. I'm the shock in the family. I don't need to put up with this stuff. We had a picture of you here too? 6:15.
Hunter is a bar Boy, man.
You're a man now, man. Time to get a job. You gotta help pay tuition. Counts as 1 of the 10. That's right, you're gonna be in a meeting now?
And there were only 10. I was counting, including him.
Oh, we made it.
Just made it. I kept waiting to see how this was going to work.
All right.